A pharmaceutical company runs their database workloads on provisioned IOPS SSD IO1 volumes. As a developer associate, which of the following options would you identify as an invalid configuration for IO1 EBS volume types? 200 GIB size volume with 15,000 IOPS, 200 GIB size volume with 2,000 IOPS, 200 GIB size volume with 10,000 IOPS, 200 GIB size volume with 5,000 IOPS. Okay, 200 GIB size volume with 15,000 IPLS. Yeah, the maximum ratio of provision to requested volume is 50:1. So for a 200 gig volume size, max IPS possible is 200. Okay, so the maximum is 10,000 from 200. It's 50:1. Okay. As a team lead, you are expected to generate a report of the code builds for every week to report internally and to the client. This report consists of the number of code builds performed for a week, the percentage success and failure, and overall time spent on these builds by the team members. You also need to retrieve the code build logs for failed builds and analyze them in Athena. Okay. Enable S3 and CloudWatch logs integration, use Lambda integration, use CloudTrail and deliver logs to S3, use CloudWatch events. Okay, enable S3 and CloudWatch logs integration. All right. Code build monitors on your behalf and reports metrics through Amazon CloudWatch. These metrics include the number of total builds, failed builds, success, blah, blah, blah. You can export log data from your log groups to an S3 bucket and use this data in custom processing and analysis. So that's interesting. That S3 bucket can hold the log information. Okay. A company uses SES, simple email service, to cost effectively send subscription emails to the customers. Intermittently, the SES service throws the error throttling maximum sending rate exceeded. Which of the following would you recommend? Okay. Configure timeout mechanism for each request made to the SES service. Implement retry mechanism for all 4XX errors to avoid throttling errors. Raise a service request with Amazon to increase the throttling limit for the SES API. Use exponential back-off technique to introduce delay in time before attempting the operation. Right. Use exponential back-off technique to introduce delay in time before attempting to execute the operation again. Okay, the development team at a multinational retail company wants to support trusted third-party authenticated users from the supplier organizations to create and update records in specific DynamoDB tables in the company's AWS account. As a developer associate, which of the following solutions would you suggest for the given use case? A, use Cognito user pools to enable trusted third-party authenticated users to access DynamoDB. Create a new IAM group in the company's AWS account for each of the third parties authenticated users from the supplier organizations. The users can then use the IAM group credentials to access DynamoDB. Okay, oh shit, oh God, what am I doing? All right, not here, not here. Okay, C, use Cognito identity pools to enable and trusted third-party authenticated users to access DynamoDB. Create a new IAM user in the company's AWS account for each of the third parties authenticated users from the supplier organizations. The users can then use the IAM user credentials to access the DynamoDB. Use Cognito to enable. Okay. This guy.